let's build out an integrated mast. What's up everybody, Matt Nuzzo here with Reel in the rental shop, and today we're gonna build out an Armstrong Integrated Mast. This is a really cool new product. There's a few tricks that you've gotta do to be able to set this up right. You need some tools, you need the integrated mast, and you're gonna need a high power motor or standard motor. That's the V2 motor. This is a integrated mast high power motor that is going to come complete with the following. You can take this right off your existing setup. This one has the prop hub with 3 blades already installed, high power motor. It is the V2 with the cable that disconnects. So if you have a standard V2 motor with a disconnected cable or a high power motor from an existing setup, you can utilize these for your integrated mast. But if you don't have that and you want to build out your kit from the beginning, you can just buy the integrated mast, which comes complete like this tool right here. Trim off the tape. Careful using the box cutter, don't want to cut your cover. This is going to be the E-foil one we're setting up today. $7.95 integrated mast. They did a nice job putting in this little extender so it will cover the end of the motor, and then you've got your koozie here that's going to go over the top of the motor. They didn't just take a $7.95 and slap this motor pod on here. It is very customized to making sure it worked with this mast, making sure the cable could go inside, changing it so it's going to deal with the flex and extra load that you're getting. So as with everything Armstrong, it does come with some really plush accessories like this nice add-on cover here, sheathing up. Oh, look at this, so fine, so fresh and clean. Really cool with this integrated motor pod here. They brought it right to the front of the leading edge because they found that that works best in the CFD. Let's get to it. It does have screws in the bottom. In the top here, we do have this plate that can come off that you can adjust the cable length, which we might need later to adjust to the E-foil mount that we're setting it to. With the setup, you're gonna get a little box here. It's going to have a T30 tool in it, which you will need. We've got an extra one here. You will need to have 2 tools for the setup. It does come with a small box of screws. In that box of screws, you will have Tef gel, some M8 screws that are going to mount this hole right here that mounts onto the foil drive unit. Also, little tiny screws that are going to mount the motor onto the puck. All right, so first things first is gonna get this motor pod off. This entire puck system is a very snug and secure fit. It does take a little bit of elbow grease to get these screws out, to get the bolt out, as well as to get the puck back into place. We're gonna push this bolt out with the tool, then you got your through bolt. All right, you can see here the puck's gonna slide right out, and then you've got your wiring right inside the housing. There is an extra length of wire, like I was saying before, so you can move this wire by moving the top plate and sliding that wire up and down just to fit right for where you have your mast in position on the foil drive unit. All right, next part is mounting that motor. To do so, we're gonna need those 4 small little bolts. We've got a nice little tray here on our workbench. Would have some sort of box, cup, or tray so those little screws don't go flying everywhere. The mast comes with Tef gel, and then your foil drive kit comes with the dielectric grease. You want to put the dielectric grease on here on the fitting. Anytime you're having like a battery or wire fitting, you want to put the dielectric grease. Anytime you're doing metal to metal screws, you want to put the Tef gel on. That just ensures that they're, minimize the corrosion on both different parts. Dielectric grease is easy to get off your hands. Tef gel is a nightmare. This stuff is really sticky and tacky and gross. A little bit of Tef gel in each screw hole. Tef gel is nasty. It is sticky. They do put in some alcohol pads in the kit, so if and when you get it all over your hands, you can have some hope of getting it off your hands. Dielectric grease, Tef gel, whammo. We're just gonna take 1 screw at a time. Okay, so now that I've got these things in here, I'm just gonna go around and tighten them, making sure I'm kind of going around and hitting them all so that this thing doesn't vibrate loose. Now this is together, you wanna make sure you don't drop that and have it mess up. From here, you drop this guy back in like it came out, and then gonna go back to our barrel nut and through bolt. Doesn't go back in that easily, so it does take some effort. Oh yeah, going now. So takes a little bit of elbow grease, one side or other. This is a great workbench because everything's soft. I'm not messing with the mast. It is important to make sure you don't get any dings in the mast. The reason they make mast covers is that a little nick in the leading edge will really affect the performance in the mast. So make sure you do use that mast cover all the time. You do protect it. I'm on soft bunks here, soft mat, so there's gonna be no issues here. Once I get it tighter, I'll feel the bottom bolts twisting, and then we'll have to use both tools to get these things locked in. All right, so we wanna dead end this thing, make sure it's nice and tight. We're gonna tighten on both sides. Sometimes getting that screw to match up takes a little bit of effort. The key is to not push the long bolt all the way through. Keep it on one side, and you can kind of put the L tool in here and kind of lever it a little bit to move the bolt one side or other of the hole to make sure it's tight. Crank that thing up, nice and tight. Now my motor pod is on here, super secure. Final piece of this setup here is going to be mounting this integrated e-foil mast onto the foil drive box using these 2 bolts. We've got the foil drive Fusion. This is a longer e-box than the Assist Max or Assist Slim. We are setting up for e-foil, and that's where we're using the Fusion. With doing that, we need to measure out this cable. This cable length isn't long enough. There's 2 things which you could do. You could use the barnacle, which will mount on the back and be a little extender, or you can take the plates off here and extend that out. So on the bottom here, you can see a small carbon plate. Take these things off here, and we will be able to adjust that cable length. These are tiny little screws, so having a place to put them is a good thing. Carbon plate comes off. You can see that this cable is in here, and we can adjust the length. So there is a marking on here. The first marking, which is for the standard Assist box, and then you can see a second marking, which should be long enough for this Fusion box. That's there. Whammo. So I'm gonna put that carbon plate back on the bottom. All right, wanna make sure these things are locked in. All right, so I got the right length. Final step is going to be mounting cable and mast onto this location. So we do want to use that Tef gel and dielectric grease again. So dielectric grease is going to go on here. We're going to take this off of here. We're going to put the dielectric grease into the part here. And then anywhere where we're going to drop these screws into, we're going to make sure we're using the Tef gel. These M8 screws here do come with the Armstrong mast. Now it's seated on both sides, then we can crank it down. The smaller L tool is really nice because you can actually kind of spin it and hold it in place, and then come out here to get a little more torque to it. And then this is just to keep the mast and unit in one setup. If you didn't have this and the 2 things come across, you could break this cable, so you have to be cautious there. We're gonna just make sure it lines up right, squish it down. All right, and next you're just gonna take your bolts that come with a foil drive unit and then just lock these 3 down here, and then the cable's fully set and seated. It is important that these go in straight. If this is not going in straight, don't force it. We have had people strip these out because the cable length wasn't right, it was a little off, so you just kind of turn the screw a little bit, make sure it's gonna go in there before sending it home. Alrighty, now our Armstrong Integrated Mast is fully integrated and ready to go. Add fuse, add board, add foil, take a session. With this setup here, I have minimal maintenance to this. Every time after I'm taking a session, I would just want to rinse the full unit with fresh water. The maintenance is really mostly in the motor. This is going to come off, gets rinsed every time. The stator gets rinsed every time, and then you're gonna leave this off. About every 10 sessions, I put a little marine grease around the bearing inside of here, and then about every 2 to 3 sessions, I'm spraying the outer with a lanolin spray, like fluid film lanolin spray. Just keeps it kind of greased and lubed up right. Final thing is when you're going to go session and you put your motor hub back on, this has a pretty heavy magnet, so pull this in here and have it go in slowly, right? You don't want to slam the thing in there every time because it will break that bearing on the back end there. So that's it. Armstrong Integrated Mast, ready to rock, ready to go session. If you have more questions, want more reviews, reach out online, realwatersports.com. Give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000. See you guys on the water for the next sesh.